Hello, I'm Brenda Chavez and welcome to Dogwood Yoga. A few housekeeping items before we get started with our self-massage for today is that I wanted to, I have some things behind us and behind me that I wanted to talk about. One is if you'd like to have an oil, you might want to have something like fractionated coconut oil. These two here are blended oils. One is lavender and one is sandalwood. Those are both lovely smells, aromas that you might like. Lavender is very calming. I have some oils that are already put together, either you can buy them already made or you can make them yourself with the rollerball bottles. They have lavender or a variety of oils that you might like to have, blended oils for calming or energy and things like that, if you'd like. I also have here a tennis ball. Tennis ball can be used, I will not be using it today, but it can be used for your own self-massage at home if you'd like. You can, one way you can use it is placing it underneath your leg and rolling your leg on it. It feels good for the hamstrings. You can, if you have a wall or if you're lying on your mat, you can place it behind your shoulder blade and lie or roll up and down against the wall. You place it on the floor and use your foot on the floor. It's very good for plantar fasciitis. So always just cheap tennis balls. You don't need anything fancy for that. If you're at work and you're doing this and you haven't washed your hands, you might want to use some hand sanitizer or wash your hands. I have washed both my hands and my feet. We will be doing a foot massage today, so feel free to always pause this, go wash up. If you're at work, you do not have to do the foot massage part, but if you'd like to, if you have sandals on and you'd like to partake in that, or you can also do it with socks on your feet. So, and then as always, afterwards, please drink plenty of water. It helps flush out all the stuff that we're moving around during a massage. We are going to start with a scalp massage, and if you would like, you can always use an oil for the scalp massage part. Especially coconut oil is very good for moisturizing the scalp and also conditioning the hair. So if you want to do that, feel free to do so. I will not be using oils on my scalp today. So we'll start by rubbing the hands to warm them up, get them nice and warm, fingertips involved. And we're going to start with placing our fingertips at the base of our scalp and hairline here, and you might want to place your thumbs on your temples, but it's not necessary. Just find a good place and just start doing the little circular motions with your hands and your scalp. You might find tense spots along the scalp. And at any time during this practice, if you want to pause my video and hang out and work on a certain area or a certain spot for a little bit longer and then move on, that's more than you're more than welcome to do so. Get the base of your skull in the back by your neck and just rub through the hair. And like I said, if you find tender spots, a lot of reasons that you would have tender spots in your scalp, but this brings a little stimulation to the nerves in that area. And when you're done, just kind of brush through your hair and scalp. And now we're going to move on to the face. So I'm going to put some lavender oil on my hand, and I'm using the roller ball because I can kind of regulate how much oil I do put on, because sometimes the squeeze bottles you end up with more than you want. Again, rubbing the hands together. And if you have oils on, take a breath or two with just your hands cupped over your nostrils. And if you don't have oils, go ahead and place the palms of your hands on your over your eyes. But take a couple of breaths with your nose, and then place your hands over your eyes, just holding them there for just a moment. And then again, taking your fingertips, they should be up on your forehead, up by the hairline, and just do some circular motions there. Again, and rub down. Just follow the jawline down your face. If you have TMJ, or you clench your teeth, you'll probably find a lot of tender spots along the jaw. And then we're going to come back up, and I'm putting just a little bit of oil on my thumbs and rubbing them to warm them up. Placing your thumbs at the top base of your nose on that eye socket ridge. And we're just going to hold it there. Practice good posture. And then we're going to move the thumbs slowly across that ridge. You'll find little tender spots along the way. Just observe them. If you want to hang out, if you want to move on, that's fine. When your thumbs get to your temples, do a circular motion there. We're going to do that one more time. Again, placing your thumbs at the base of your nostrils and running them along that eye socket. And circles at the temples. Next, take your 2 forefingers and bring them along the sides of your nostrils and find that base of the eye socket at the bottom and roll them along that until you get to your jaw socket, the temporal mandibular socket. That's where TMJ term comes from. And one more time, rub it along. And then come underneath and really rub circles on your cheeks. Again, you're probably finding that, especially if you've been stressed lately or tired, not sleeping well, or wake up with your teeth clenched, that you're finding lots of little places along your jaw, in your face. Get over by the ears, the back of the ears, underneath the ear, into this jaw area. Pull on your earlobes. You can even stick your fingers inside your ears and kind of stretch that little area. Whatever feels really good. And then coming to the neck, I need a little more oil. Again, we'll rub our hands. And placing your hands where the base of the palm is in front, and just kind of do a squeezing motion so it's moving your hands like that. You can do it together, you can do it opposite. And then start rubbing circles with your fingers. And then get up underneath your chin and work the lymph glands. Nice little massage to the lymph glands with allergies and viruses. It's always good to allow the lymph glands to be massaged. Whatever feels good, you can bring your hands down your neck. Getting the backs of your shoulders, the upper part of your shoulders where they connect to the back, and then bringing yourself down to the collarbone area of your chest and rubbing along the collarbone. We're sitting and making makeshift desks at home, laptops on the bed, whatever you can find. You're probably sitting in very poor posture some times of the day, working on laptops, doing your work at home. Now bringing your hand to your shoulder, work in that area too, because you're going to get some tendinitis or something like that can occur, and it'll affect the top of your shoulder where your tendons attach. And they attach at the elbow as well. We'll work on that in just a moment. And then squeezing and twisting down the arm. And when you get to the elbow, you might find a tender spot or two, and you can rub on that. And then twisting down the forearm. Taking your thumb and rubbing into the palm of your hand. Reaching all the fingertips. And start with the opposite shoulder. Circular motion. Finding any tender spots with any tendons. Again, if something hurts, please do not press into it or do anything. Be gentle. This is a gentle massage, and find kindness and compassion towards yourself as you're doing this. But if something hurts really bad, don't aggravate it. But you can always work on it slowly, gently, light touch, allowing the warmth of your hands just to bring some tender, loving care to that area. Twisting down the forearm. and bringing into the opposite hand, pressing with your thumb. And again, it doesn't, you're in control, so you don't have to press hard. You can press as gently as your body allows you to do. Some people like that real deep tissue feel of a massage. I guess that's where I would suggest you use a tennis ball, or they sell different massage balls with knobbies and things like that that you can buy if your body can handle that. Let's bring ourselves to the digestive area. So under the left side ribs, start there, and then take your fingers and just draw straight. You're kind of going over to the left and down, just to massage that around a couple of times in the stomach and area, and then bring that circular motion all the way around. You're moving from down the left side, across, and then up the right side. One more time. And then let's wiggle our fingers. If you want to sit a little bit forward in your chair, and then we can rub the low back, just rubbing, nothing special here, just allowing some circular motion to bring some tender care to those areas. And then moving to the thigh, let's do the thighs, and then we'll move down the legs. And so on the right side, just take and move your hands from the upper hip area down towards the knee. And again, if you'd like to work into the hamstrings, you can dig your fingers in a little bit and massage the hamstrings, or if you find a tight spot on your thigh. Moving to the other side, one hand is on top, one hand is underneath. And again, if you find certain areas that are tight, just note, you notice them, and you can hang out and rub a little bit deeper into that area. But a lot of what we're doing for the legs here is just bringing a stimulation to the area, allowing fluids to move. And if you want to hang out next to the kneecaps. It's always good to give these areas our loving kindness as we're rubbing them, especially if you're standing a lot. The knees take a lot of traction, I guess is the word that I want to use. They're wonderful, wonderful to us. Now I'm going to put a little bit more oil. I'm going to change over to my sandalwood and rose for my calves. And rubbing again, making sure your hands are nice and warm. Now you can keep your legs on the ground, and you can rub down like so, or we can bring into a cross-legged position up to where it's a little easier for us to get to, and really massage that calf. A lot of times the calves get really tight, and we'll rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And coming into the feet, I'm going to turn a little sideways here. We're going to just take one hand onto the top and one hand onto the bottom, just warming them up briefly. And then let's take our thumb and rub right into that sole of the foot and the arch area. Again, if you have plantar fasciitis, this may be very tender, so just if you just want to rub it, give it some warmth and TLC, that is perfectly fine. And then if you can, we're going to web, interlacing our fingers with our toes. And we get our toes all the way down into the very base of between the fingers. I don't know if you can see that very well there. And then we're going to do more circles. And the opposite way. So this is like placing the little cushions between the toes. Rock your toes back and forth. That you would do when you're the little cushions between the toes when you're painting your toenails. And then release. The opposite shin and calf, we're going to rub on it. Rubbing, giving it some, you want to do a little rubbing from side to side. A little ankle circle. Rubbing the hands together, bringing some warmth to our foot, kneading it with our thumb. And then webbing, interlacing the fingers and the toes. Gives them a nice little toe stretch. If you can't do this, that's not a problem. Just rub on your toes, circle them however you can. Take them back and forth without having your hands between your fingers between your toes. You can do that just by rubbing on them like so. And then placing both feet on the floor. Coming to sit up nice and tall. Take a few breaths here. You can close your eyes or look down. And just feel the sensations in your body. I hope that you feel more relaxed, a little more open. But you might find tingles here and there as you observe your breath with your body. Sending, once again, that breath all the way down to your toes and into your fingers, and then exhaling and allowing everything to release. Inhaling again, making sure that you're sending compassion and loving kindness into yourself. And exhale, release. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your self-massage today, and I hope you find peace and joy. Be well. Namaste.